first and 10. It's Wilson. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. J.J. Watt in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Touch 50, touch 50. 14, got it.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. So how's that for an interesting way to start this ball game?
First drive of the game and you go backwards all the way into your own end zone?
Guess it kind of makes you wonder what else we might have in store here in this one. This is taken at about the 14. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here first and 10 at their own 37.
Richmond.
Here's Watson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. Quick move by Lamar Miller. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 69 yards. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, now he bowls him over. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
That's it, baby. Gotta go. Let's go, 14. There. Got it.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. J.J. Watt able to disrupt yet another pass play, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Got it.
They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. Steps away to his left. And this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And now the football is going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. They're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Reset.
They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Lamar Miller with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Texans will extend their lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the 1st quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits this. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got...
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A very solid gain of 27. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Hey, come back.
Watson on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
On second down, here's Miller. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Come back, come back.
Third and long, it's Watson. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a fourth down situation.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's third down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
On fourth down, Watson. Flush to his right. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's taken down inside the red zone past the Seattle 15. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Lamar Miller, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Watson hands to Miller on the draw. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Richmond. Come back, come back.
3rd and 2, Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Fairbairn now to kick this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. Stepping up, he'll try and run. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to Houston after this timeout.
14.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Buying time to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on fourth. They'll try and throw for it here. Forced out to his left. And he is going to be run down. What a disaster there. A huge loss. J.J. Watt. Who else? He's in there for his fourth sack of the afternoon. On first down, it's Watson. Caught left side, Hopkins. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Texans continue to pour it on. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And a rout is on here in this first half. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
12.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now it's Carson. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Tempo. Let's go, 14.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Now it's Wilson. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson, as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Janikowski adds the extra point, and that will get them one closer. Out to kick is Janikowski. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Watson, the hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Out to kick is Janikowski. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now a first down throw, Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. 23 yards on the play.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy. On first down, Watson being chased out left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. But one thing's for sure, they're still taking their shots downfield even with a big lead. Yeah, I think it's way too early to go into a shell, so I like what they're doing. Continue to take your shots. Continue to be aggressive. It's not their job to slow themselves down.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. On the crossing route, complete. It's Fuller. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 52 yards. And the Texans add on. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. Tyler Lockett, and he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 104 yards. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want them to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Out of the gun, Watson. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
What's the old adage, be quick but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Watson going to give this one to Miller. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be, but we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. This is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Christian Covington in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Here's Wilson to throw to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Tempo. Don't take forever, okay?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
Here we go on 4th with Wilson. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on...
We want back ends. Wipe my sins. They can't win. No new friends. Football fans. They sleep again. We wake them up. Wake up, the champs is in. We want back ends. Wipe my sins. Wipe it. They can't win. No new friends. Football fans. They sleep again. We wake them up. Wake up, the champs is in. Yeah. Wake up, the cake up, raise up, or make us do something we don't want to. Bite down on you, right now on you. Juke to the left, they dodging it. Can't play the role, you fraudulent. Waiting on the race for the stars in it. 4x4 double parking it. Wanna play like cars in it. Wear the white flag, they forfeiting it. Now I got a ring too gorgeous. Damn, I gotta treat it like forges. It sound like I wanna scratch it. Try to take the ring, I'ma tackle you. I guess I'm a Super Bowl bachelor. Go hard in the gym, no cameras. I think I see blood, no Dracula. I'm an animal, eating up amateurs. Too active, y'all can't handle it. No taxing, we'll dismantle it. Shake up the building and ramble it. Whip it, shut up the critics and analysts. Come through dripping, I'ma set it off. Game after game, you can bet it off. Quarterback got range if you block them all. Quarterback did an option and set it off. Duck goose linebacker coming through. Yeah, hit him with the spin of the Jew. Yeah, we gon' blow your block like a new. Yeah, and I spend a dime every two. We gon' lock down on the offense. Bust down the skeleton fossil. I'm not addressing the problem. Julio on the post, you can't stop him. Pick it up, running back, it's no problem. I'm running behind the block, they gon' block him. Quavo Yoda, I'm offset Chewbacca. Watch the blitz on the left, we gon' block him. We some animal, yeah, we some gobbler. Man to man, we gon' cover you properly. Man to man, you can't beat me impossible. Red zone, this my house like my property. Do a quarterback, niggas on 4th and 3. Get the ends on the offensive block for me. I stiff him down, get off of me. I'm trucking them over, he under me. Back ends, wipe my sins. They can't win, no new friends,
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you to MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Seattle Seahawks. The big left foot of Sebastian Janikowski ready to get us started. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Throwing on first down is Manning. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. Pretty move. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 9 yards on the gain there, so from 2nd and 19, now we've got a 3rd and 10.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. He finds Beckham complete. The 30, the 20, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Odell Beckham, 78 yards. And the Giants are going to take a first quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned to get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible, or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Rosas now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And it's hauled in by Nick Vanette. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Wilson on first down. And now he'll tuck it and run. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
On second down, here's Wilson. Steps away to his left. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. Remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tucker roll that they can fall back on anymore.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. On first down, Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. It's caught at the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 45 yards. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Janikowski good with the extra point. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
In a tie game, both sides are looking for something to give them an advantage. It often falls back on special teams. And that return, that could be the spark to untie the game.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Go 56. 27 to Sam. 27 to Sam. Wait, nice.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Manning to throw on 2nd down. To Barkley on the check down. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. They'll set up the screen with Davis. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They go play action with Wilson. Now he's flushed out left. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Wilson. brought down. Dalvin Tomlinson able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th down. 4th down. Here's Wilson. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 21.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 46. They begin with a run by Barkley, and he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with the football here as we begin quarter number 2.
Let's go.
On play action, now Manning. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. Manning to Beckham. A big play there. 48 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Giants are in for 6. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Rosas now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. It's a big play there for Seattle. 48 yards on the ground. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Dancing to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was going for the tight end, Nick Vanette. And that'll bring up second down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now Manning throwing on 2nd down. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
And that's why you spend a first-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
Manning now on 1st down. Over the middle to Beckham. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A first down carry for Barkley. And a short gain here down to the 22. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Manning to throw on second down. It's caught. Beckham. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. On third down, Manning. It finds his target, Beckham. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. And Rosas puts this one through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. They run it with Carson. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've reached halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the Giants out in front. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They're down in this game, a chance to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know in the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
14.
Now Wilson, going to throw again. Buying time to his left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. This is caught inside the 15. And this will get him all the way inside the Giants' 10. It's a big hook up there. Wilson to Baldwin. 49 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run for it with Davis. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
He'll get it up the middle. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
They come out here in the eye. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Trey Madden taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. Janikowski now for the point after. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Out to kick is Janikowski. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right? He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley, his second touchdown of the afternoon, and the Giants add on to their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Rosas now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
14.
From the shotgun, Wilson forced out to his left. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Being chased out left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long. And they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 11 and a 1st down. From the gun, Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And it's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. That 2nd down run a big help. The 7 yards leaves him with just a 3rd and 3 now. Now it's Wilson. Underneath to Davis. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now he's going to let it go deep left side. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
19.
On 2nd down, Davis. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Wilson. There's Baldwin. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. Out to kick is Janikowski. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. To throw is Manning. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Frank Clark in there to get him for a loss of 5.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Go 56. 27's to Sam. 27's to Sam.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
A giant first down, Manning to an open Beckham. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down. Manning going to try and throw on 3rd down. He finds Beckham complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker.
Hey, go 56. 27's to Sam. 27's to Sam.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get... And he is in! Touchdown, Giants! Saquon Barkley taking it in from a yard out. And the Giants are able to grow their lead.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt-away-the-game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done, because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Now Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Wilson. He's got Lockett. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So that play much needed there as they're all the way up near the 40 for a 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Flush to his right. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. And 2 big plays, one after the other. Now all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
Back to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Ed Dixon, 29 yards. And the Seahawks a 2-point conversion away from tying the game. All right, now the Seahawks face a big 2-point conversion attempt. They're going to try and run for it. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points. Huge conversion there to tie this thing up, but they're not done yet. Their defense needs to get a stop.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time for the other team to come downfield and put some points on the board, but job 1 was taken care of. The 2-point conversion to get this thing tied.
This will be fielded at the 8. And now out come the Giants. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines?
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
Now Manning. They'll let it go. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. Manning to Beckham. A big play there. 41 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, go 56. 27 to Sam. 27 to Sam.
Here's a give to Barkley. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining.
Regular. Hey, go 56. 27 to Sam. 27 to Sam.
A handoff to Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. The pitch goes to Barkley. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com.